Headliner health consultant Julie Freeman is back with another edition of Living Healthy in Marblehead. Today, she introduces us to a psychoanalyst and psychotherapist, Dr. Mark Steinberg.
Hello, I'm Julie Freeman, nutritionist and integrative therapist, and I'm here today with Dr. Mark Steinberg to talk about stresses and pressures that affect many people with regard to lifestyles today. And I'm so delighted to have Dr. Steinberg here to talk about mental health.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're absolutely welcome. So tell me, Dr. Steinberg, how many years have you been a therapist?
I would have to say it's been about 30 plus years.
Okay.
A lot of years.
Yeah, pretty similar to me. as
right,
well.
right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I always like to hear a little bit about how people get started in their profession.
Right,
So tell me a little about your interest and how you got started.
Sure. Well, I mean, from day one, I wanted to be in some sort of profession that was about helping people. I come from a family that was very socially liberal, looking out for the next guy. And you know the old adage, you know, my son the doctor. That was what I grew up with. You know, there's a lot of emphasis on college education, on choosing a profession that was helpful to others. So that was combined with going to college at a time where there was a lot of social activism and community action. So at that time, I worked in the inner city in a elementary school, disenfranchised, so with various external traumas, disenfranchisement, economic problems. And I worked with these kids over the course of a year. And after that point, I became much more interested in looking at the individual. So I decided then to apply for a fellowship in a psych unit for adolescents. So I was basically getting to see these kids, not the exact same kids, but kids like this a little later on in life, to examine, well, who are they now and what have they taken in from their environment? And how do we help these individual kids? So out of that experience, I expanded into working more with adults and college-age kids, and work in community mental health centers, and sort of went from hospital settings to outpatient settings, and then finally private practice.
Wow.
And I've been doing this in this office for 25 years.
That's absolutely amazing. You have a wonderful office with great artwork, and I hear that you also have a background in art.
Yes, photography.
That's great,
Yeah.
So what age groups do you treat now?
I see people anywhere from probably 13 or 14 on up to the elderly.
Wonderful.
Again, with an emphasis on particular developmental stages in a person's life that are crucial, i.e. Kids that are in college and looking to leave college and get settled. It's a very, very important transitional point in an individual's life, because they're leaving home, they're leaving everything they've known, and they're becoming themselves, if you will.
Sure.
And even though it's a fluid process, once they leave home and they go to college, it's a prime time to be able to get in there and affect positive change for these kids, and also work with the families.
Sure.
It's a very tough time for parents as well when their kids go to college. So I work a lot with these young adults, and in conjunction with their parents.
Wonderful.
To help create a cushion, if you will, a social support system within the home.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's great. And it's great to know that you actually work with younger children at the age of around 13, you know, young adolescents, because that's actually not so typical in the therapeutic world.
No, it's actually become somewhat of a niche, even though you would think that would be more of a general practice kind of a population. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of folks that don't work with that young a population. And in some ways, having this happen has been unfortunate in my mind, because if you're a good clinician and a good generalist, you should be able to apply your knowledge across the board, ideally.
Right.
But people have sort of marketed themselves in ways that I do this, or I do this, or I do that. But in my experience, having very good clinical aptitude can be applied across the board.
Right.
in ways that a lot of clinicians don't even realize themselves.
I so agree with you. You know, we're so specialized now, so to have a little bit more of a generalist practice is ideal.
Definitely,
So that's
definitely.
great. Yeah. Well, it's been wonderful to speak with you, and we are going to have Dr. Steinberg back again to talk about a specific modality and treatment style. So if you'd like to reach Dr. Steinberg, please check out his website at www.drmarksteinberg.com. Thank you. Have a great day.